Good morning. It's a cold, wet and damp day today. It's the conditions are harsh. As you can see from the tree line there to there, well, if you look in that distance, usually you see about a mile stretch of fields and then there's a city. But you can't see, obviously because we're filming and my eyes become visible and they're cut through the mist. You don't see mist around me, but I can barely see 10 meters in front. It's that bad today. What's my hat doing here? Speaking of the hat, I've got the old hat back. I've got my winter jacket back. This is it. Like this is winter. This is cold enough. It's cold enough that when you walk your dogs, you feel sorry for your dogs. That's how cold it is now. It feels like all British people do is moan about the weather because we've not really had a very nice summer this year. We've had to sort of escape the country to get any sort of good weather. We've just been hit with storms, and when it was supposed to be really hot, it wasn't. We didn't quite get the heat wave we wanted. But with winter comes other benefits, I guess. I mean, it does look incredible out here. We've got some little cobwebs, some silvery cobwebs over these trees. It really brings the green out of the forest. So yeah, it's looking good. I want to talk today about success. I think I made a video about this maybe last year. So I'm not really sure if I've already gone over this. I don't feel like I have. Because I usually go through life and then I think of an idea and then I conceptualize the idea and then I get to now. And then I present the idea to you guys. Let me start by saying this. You do need some success in your life. There are some people on the internet and there are some people what. So trying's one thing. If you try if you try and you don't succeed and you feel like you put 100% effort in, you will find reward in the failure. But there are some people who generally will say, and this may sound quite arrogant of me, but I believe it to be true, they'll say that you don't need to, if you're happy just doing, say, this job or having this type of life, so say if you've got toxic friends and you're happy with them, or if you're happy with your partner who is toxic, or if you're in a workplace where you could, if you were to push yourself, everybody has, not everybody can understand the correct behavior to become extremely successful, but everybody, I believe, has the skill to gain some success. And then, as I was saying, why you need success is you need success to live comfortably. You need success to be able to follow your hobbies and interests and to just be comfortable, to not have to worry too much. And you find, so when people do a job of work, when people do a job, say if it's a job that's not very prestigious, so at the moment in my country the rise of warehouse work is quite phenomenal, and everybody who does warehouse work always, they present it to you, they say, oh, I'm doing warehouse work, and I don't even say anything, I just say, okay, cool, and then they're followed by, but it's terrible. And I think the problem is, no matter what job it is you're doing, as bad as it is, you have to take pride in that, because you can carry that model onto the next one. I think when you do take pride and you get to the top of your job, if you're in a kitchen and it's a chain restaurant and you get to the top of the kitchen, you become the manager of the kitchen, chief chef. From that point, you could take that model and you could start in an actual kitchen where you can have an increased salary. And the fear people have is taking that risk. But you have to have taken some risk and have some bit of success. I'm not saying you have to have millions in your bank account. I'm not saying you have to be flying around the world on lavish holidays all the time. I'm not saying you need to, but whatever it is you're doing, even if you do want to stay in your job, you need to try and be successful at it, because it will improve your life. You'll be able to impress. Say if you're trying to date a coworker and you're just, okay, there could be something quite charming about the fact you're being lazy, but if you kick yourself and you grab the job, you're gonna benefit. But then there's no theory to this, that most people are just doing what they need to get by. And is that enough? I believe no. Some people, I'm sort of just going 360 and some people will say yes. So let's talk about the difficulty of actually achieving success. And this is the reason why most people don't live up to their full potential. And it's the fact that whatever it is you go for, so say if you go on holiday, your friends will be nosy and your friends will kind of sort of not care, and because they're not going, what's it to them? So if you're going on vacation, you may get a lot of likes, but you're also going to generate a lot of negativity. You're going to generate a lot of like, what's that person up to? Why does this person deserve that? Why don't I have it? No matter whatever it is you do, you're facing, as I'm doing this video now, you're facing other people who could be watching this video what feel they could do a better job. They feel they have a better idea of how to say the thing I'm trying to say. And that is how hard it is to try and attain success, because if you're going for a high stakes career, nobody's going to follow you into it. Especially people you see, just to shoot myself in the foot fear, right? You need, I really don't like what's happening on the side. You need a team to be successful. There's a saying that, how do you get to the island? Do you parachute in? Do you swim? Do you take a boat? You can do things alone. You can swim. If you're a content creator, you can buy your own setup and build it yourself. You can do that sort of stuff. But usually, if you're trying to do something big, you need people around you what are going to inspire you. If you're running, it's always good to have somebody else who's running to inspire you to run. And usually the people you grow up with aren't going to be that, because you're all in competition with each other. So when it actually comes to try and do something with your life, face that. So people hit two things. They hit the first thing, was they don't want to learn anymore. Obviously, all through your life, you're always learning, you're always changing. Some people change fast enough, some people don't, but you are, and you need to as well. Some people don't want to listen, some people actually just don't want to change. So they're going to be stuck. You can't change their opinion. I associate Star Wars fans. With there being so much Star Wars now, it's watered down, it's not as special anymore. But the problem is the fans are still obsessed with what Star Wars gave them from their childhood, but it doesn't project into later life when they're adult, because time's moved on. So they don't like Andor because it doesn't remind them of their childhood, even though Andor is the best thing Star Wars has done since the originals. Of course, you can say that's opinion, but the problem is, within that opinion, I think there's a really interesting analogy for how the mind of people work. So that's one of the reasons. Obviously, another one of the reasons why people is because they are scared. You have to stand up. If you're in a group chat and the group chat barely functions and people are just weighing in to just, a lot of groups I look at, they're barely working. They're always falling out. There's always toxic behaviour, and they're sticking with it. Nobody's ever addressing anything. When you pull yourself out of that group to better your life, I'm going to date this person. If I'm dating a woman, I might have to make a choice where I don't talk to as many females to benefit the relationship with my girlfriend, and vice versa. There's all these little things you have to iron out and change within yourself, and it's very hard. It's very hard to eat healthy. It's very hard to be knocked down constantly and keep getting back up. And this is why people continue to fail, because when you take initiative, there isn't anybody coming with you. You're all alone. As I'm having this conversation with you now, I would have many deep conversations with my friends when I was younger, who were also deep and intuitive people. and we would philosophize the idea of doing maybe a podcast or something, but for them it was just an idea. For me, I kind of had an itch to want to do it, and I have to now put my money where my mouth is in my own internally and step up. Now, the interesting thing with this channel is when I started it, I made sure not to tell any of my friends or family about it, because the system I was in wanted me to be down. If I failed at something, I'd get a message asking me about it, and they'd pretend to care, but they really want to actually know. They want to take. They're not actually give me pity. They find it attractive that I failed, and it makes them feel better, and then they can be sort of there for me. Whenever I talk about anything I wanted to do, maybe getting out of the area or doing something with my life, what was different to people doing the area, again, you're met with hostility. So I have to completely remove myself from that situation to better myself. So I kind of, in a way, it kind of always gives you a chip on your shoulder. Which comes into the final part I want to talk about, which is when you do get success, you have to be very careful that because you came from a harsh environment, or because you came from a place where people put you down, usually when you get a bit of success, the truth is you feel bloody good about it, because you're like, that person doubted me, I did it, I got this. And that then plays into humility, and it makes you non-humble. And when you're non-humble, I know I'm whispering now, as if people are listening, when you're non-humble, then you adopt new personality defaults, and that's how you become mad with power. That's how you make the wrong decisions. It's very interesting. You have one bit of success or fame or whatever it is, it's like gambling, and you carry on gambling away, and because everybody held you back, and now say if you're a boy at school and then all of a sudden the world loves you on the internet, you live in this false sense of self, because obviously when people watch you and follow, they don't actually know the real you. There's people what can do. There's people what I know on the internet what make incredible videos, but there's videos exposing them for doing some pretty horrendous things. And I will watch the video and I enjoy it, and I think, okay, the content making is really bloody good, but then I know the dark side of them. So you have to take everybody on the internet as, and with yourself as well. When you get some success, you have to be okay, good, but you have to keep working. You have to try and not let the jewels of success poison and tame you and make you greedy and make you lazy and make you because just as the people were aggressive to you and they put you down. The way his hat is, it looks like my eye is really weak. The bag's really bad today. Because they kept you down, when the tables are turned, you now adopt the boy mentality. You attack them back with a stick. The truth is, when you get to a certain point in your life, you'll see. You may be the friend who has a friend in their group what has done something. Follow their example. Conquer jealousy, follow their example. You may see somebody who has, this hat is really bugging me. It's just not right. Like, my OCD is not happy with it. And if you are the person what has left the nest and you've done something, you have to understand the language is going to be a little different. If you're still with your friends, the language you have to try and keep the same language, but the language is going to be a little different. You have to also, if you're going to be friends with them, you have to also kind of understand they also might not be coming with you. But just know that success you need, but within success is incredible loneliness. Okay, that's it. I'm out. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your day. I'm going to do the classic YouTube thing of thanks for watching. Ciao.